Hey, what's up, guys? Today, I'm going to tell you about a scary movie called The Sand. Get ready for some big spoilers, so pay close attention and stay safe. The movie starts with a group of friends throwing a party at the beach to celebrate the first night of spring break. While one of the friends is filming the fun with her camera, two boys named Vance and Gilbert discover a giant ball covered in a weird, gooey substance. Everyone is having a blast, but to keep things private, the friends decide to put their phones away in a bag so nobody can share any photos or videos online. The next morning, two of the friends, Kaylee and Mitch, wake up on top of the lifeguard building. Kaylee's boyfriend Jonah finds himself in a nearby car with a girl named Chanda. In the back of the car are Vance and his girlfriend Ronnie. Gilbert, on the other hand, wakes up stuck inside a trash can. Nearby, a girl named Marcia is confused because she has fallen asleep on a picnic table and isn't wearing her top. As they look around, they realize that the rest of their friends are missing. All that's left are empty sleeping bags and beach blankets scattered across the sand. Where could everyone have gone? As Kaylee looks around, she suddenly sees a bird get pulled into the sand like it was caught in a trap. Marcia, thinking that her friend Heather has stolen her top, decides to search for her. Kaylee tries to warn Marcia not to touch the sand, but Marcia doesn't listen. When Marcia steps onto the sand, she panics because she can't move at all. Vance rushes over to help her, but when he touches the sand, he realizes he can't move either. In a terrifying moment, both Marcia and Vance are pulled down into the sand, leaving their friends in shock and horror. Jonah looks over and sees a cracked egg lying on the beach. He pieces it together and realizes that whatever came out of that egg must have burrowed under the sand and attacked their friends during the night, taking Vance, Heather, and Marcia away. The group quickly realizes they can't call for help because their phones are locked in the trunk of the car. So, Mitch and Kaylee come up with a clever plan. They grab some raw hot dogs and throw them at different spots on the beach to see how big the creature really is. When one of the hot dogs floats on top of the sand instead of sinking, the group feels a spark of hope. But then they realize it's way too far to reach. Thinking fast, Jonah grabs two of his surfboards and uses them to make a bridge to the picnic table where Marcia had slept. He carefully walks across, but suddenly the creature strikes. It slashes Jonah's stomach, leaving a nasty wound that starts to ooze. The group is terrified, especially when they discover that the creature has venom-tipped hairs. Even while hurt, Jonah bravely tells his friends that the creature seems to avoid the fireplace. "It must hate fire," he says, giving them an idea that could help them survive. About an hour later, Ronnie and Chanda decide to try and get their phones from the trunk of the car. But when they reach for it, Ronnie accidentally gets her fingers stuck in the door. Just then, a beach patrolman drives onto the beach in his vehicle. The group quickly warns him not to step on the sand, but they are surprised to see him walk around without any problems. Mitch realizes that the patrolman's shoes are protecting him from the dangerous sand. The patrolman, noticing Jonah's injuries and Ronnie's trapped fingers, sees Gilbert stuck in the trash can and thinks the group must be on drugs. He starts to make fun of them instead of helping. The friends exchange worried glances, knowing they are in serious trouble, but they can't get anyone to believe them. The patrolman drops his keys right in front of the lifeguard tower. When he bends down to pick them up, he suddenly gets stuck in the sand too. He quickly grabs his pepper spray and sprays it around, which helps him for a moment. But then, in a terrible surprise, he realizes he has lost his arm. He panics and falls backward, and before he knows it, he gets pulled into the sand and disappears. But not all hope is lost. Kaylee quickly grabs Alex's pepper spray before it's too late. Meanwhile, Mitch comes up with a plan to reach the truck. He puts on his flip-flops, sprays his feet with pepper spray, and wraps them in towels to protect himself. He knows he has to be careful if he wants to make it. Chanda throws a towel at Mitch, but he trips and accidentally breaks the banister on the boardwalk. He falls down, and in a terrifying moment, the sand creature grabs him and pulls him under in a gruesome way. Kaylee feels sad for a moment, but then she decides it's time to take charge. She tells Chanda to grab the broken pieces of the boardwalk and use them to make a bridge to Jonah. But first, the girls carefully help Ronnie by pulling her injured fingers out of the trunk and wrapping up her wound to keep her safe. Meanwhile, Gilbert tries to move but accidentally cuts his stomach on the trash can. This noise catches the attention of the creature, making everyone even more nervous. Kaylee, Chanda, and Ronnie carefully walk across the makeshift bridge to reach Jonah. But suddenly, Ronnie trips and falls. Even though Kaylee quickly sprays the area where she fell, it's too late. Ronnie is pulled into the ground by the creature in a horrifying way. Feeling determined, Chanda remembers Mitch's idea and ties towels around her feet to protect herself. She runs as fast as she can to the truck and makes it there safely. For a moment, the group feels a bit of happiness. But then, the creature attacks again. Gilbert is caught by the creature, and it pulls him through the trash can, leaving everyone in shock. Just then, the creature bangs against the truck, making Chanda lose her balance and knock out cold. As night falls, Chanda slowly wakes up and feels better. She looks in the back of the truck and finds a raft. Excited, she opens the raft and plans to use it so Kaylee and Jonah can reach the car. Chanda, Kaylee, and Jonah work together and safely cross over to the car. When they finally get it open, Jonah and Kaylee share sweet words, telling each other that they love one another. Suddenly, the ground begins to shake like an earthquake. The strong tremors knock Kaylee out of the car door and onto the raft. Just then, a long, glowing tentacle bursts out from the sand, reaching for Kaylee. Thinking quickly, she jumps back on top of the car. She grabs 2 gas cans sitting there and uses them to set one of the huge tentacles on fire, hoping to stop the creature. Kaylee, Chanda, and Jonah quickly lock themselves inside the car as the creature's tentacles slam against it, trying to break in. After a while, the banging finally stops, and everything goes quiet. As Kaylee and Chanda look around, they realize with horror that Jonah has passed away from his injuries. The venom from the creature was too strong for him. The 2 girls can't hold back their tears as they mourn the loss of their dear friend, feeling heartbroken and alone. The next morning, Kaylee and Chanda are woken up by a man who asks if they are all right. Feeling confused and scared, the girls slowly climb out of the car and step onto the beach. They notice that the strange creature is finally gone, but it has left a big, deep hole in the sand, about the size of a football field, all around the lifeguard tower and the beach patrol truck. The man quickly calls for help as Kaylee and Chanda walk away from the beach, both feeling very shaken and sad about everything that happened. In the last scene, the huge creature is finally shown. It looks like a giant jellyfish with long, dangerous tentacles, and it floats underwater. From far away, it slowly moves toward another busy beach where many people are having fun in the sun, totally unaware of the danger that's coming their way. Which movie should we recap next? Drop your suggestions in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more movie recaps. Thanks for watching. Produced by Warner Recap.